Good morning, kids. As we are already doing the revision for the MCQ and of course for our half yearly, we have covered lesson number 5 and 6 in the previous session, and today we are going to take up the next chapters, that is lesson number 7 and 8. To begin with, for lesson number 7, what all have we covered? We are going to just brush up that and then we are going to come down how we are going to cover up the 7 and 8. What I would like to ask you right now is please go through the tables and the graph. 2 minutes of time I am giving you and I'll start putting the questions out of that. Lesson 7, there are certain graphs and tables given. Go through that, 2 minutes of time, exact 2 minutes. All set? Okay? So let me start off with the questions. And the questions I'm going to ask you from table number 7.1. We have recorded their temperature, maximum, minimum, humidity. Based on this variation, we have covered this table in our notebook. What do we estimate from this particular table? Is it the record of the climate of an area or is it the record of weather of an area? The record that we have done in table number 7.1. Kumud.
Ma'am, weather.
Weather, because it is changing day by day. Right? Very good. Now let me ask the questions from the next part. There is this graph, 7.2 graph, page number 70. This shows two different types of temperatures. What are those temperatures and which part of the day are they recorded? There are two types of temperature mentioned there. What are those two temperatures and when, which part of the day are they recorded? Chirag.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Keep the
Clearly.
mic a little bit away from your mouth. Clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's better now. Yeah, keep it at a
Yes,
distance.
ma'am. Ma'am, there are two temperatures, maximum and minimum. Maximum is on third and minimum is on sixth. And this maximum is third.
Please try to read the variation, Chirag. What sort of variation do you observe there? I'm going to ask you 1 minute of time. Very good, you are going well.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I think we are ready with that. What variation do you observe in that particular graph? Graph number 7.2. What variation do you observe? What variation do you observe? What is the variation? What changes? Chirag?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, variations in temperature and the minimum temperature is in early morning and the maximum temperature is in afternoon.
Minimum temperature is recorded almost when it is like too cold, almost like near the end of the evening, and at the peak of the noon, that is around 12 o'clock, the maximum temperature is recorded. Okay, and that too it varies from day to day. That clearly indicates that the weather conditions keep on changing on daily basis. Then there is this table number 7.2 and 7.3. If we compare these two tables, we make out that in case of Kerala, the weather remains mostly wet because mostly it keeps on changing and it keeps on raining almost like 3 to 4 months. Okay, and in Srinagar and Jammu, it's not that wet, of course. And let me now ask you on the basis of this. Anybody out of you can tell me the definition of climate? What is climate? Hemant. Very good. I'm so happy that Hemant is raising the hand. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Uh,
climate is a average weather condition taken over a long period of time.
correct. Like around how many years?
Ma'am, 25 to 30 years.
25 years. Very good. And next question. Rajasthan. How would you define the basic climate of Rajasthan? Naveen. Naveen.
Ma'am, Rajasthan had hot and dry climate.
Hot and dry. Very good. Next question. And how are you going to define the climate for Northeast? Wet. And as I told you, we are going to go page wise for the revisions. This detail is given on page number 72. This detail is given on page number 72. Okay? Now next. I am here to ask you about the conditions of polar regions and the adaptations of the polar bear. The conditions, and let me see. I have only two hands raised here, Naveen and Chirag only. Good. You need not tell all the conditions as far as you can. You can go ahead and tell me. Okay. And I would like to ask Rashmika first of all and Prithvi. Rashmika is going to tell me the climatic conditions and Prithvi is going to tell me about the adaptations of polar bear as far as you remember. And then after that I'm going to ask Nitya. To repeat the adaptations of polar bear. So please listen very attentively. So I begin with Rashmika. Rashmika. She has put her hand down, I think. Kumud.
Climate of this region is very cold and sometimes the temperature goes even lower than the minus 87 degrees Celsius.
Okay. And now Prithvi will tell me the adaptations.
Yes, ma'am. And the polar bear have a thick layer of fat which insulates its body and do not allow heat to go out from its body. Ma'am, it has a wide paws which help him to swim. Ma'am, it has a ma'am, it has a sharp sense of smell.
And sharp sense of smell, white fur. Basically, the two adaptations are for the thick white fur and the thick white fur, and of course, thick layer of fats below that. That protects it against the cold. And strong paws, and of course, strong sense of smell. These are all mentioned in this page number 73. And now let me ask you about penguin. What are the adaptations of penguin? Dipanshu can tell me that. Dipanshu?
Ma'am,
Dipanshu, yeah. Tell me the adaptations of penguin. Tell me the adaptations.
Their body are streamlined to reduce drag in water. Their wings sharp like flip, flippers also help them fly underwater at speed up to 15.
Okay. What we'll do is next time next time we are going to try to like speak more. Some kids here, we have this problem of speaking fluently in English. So what we are going to do is we'll start speaking in English at home. We may start switching on the channels, the cartoon channels, to English language for some time, so that we can learn how to speak very fluently in English. Well, good try, very good, Dipanshu. And now let me ask you about some of the adaptations of tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest. And I would like to ask the conditions of the tropical rainforest first of all. Conditions prevailing. Naveen, what are the conditions in tropical rainforest area? And where do we have these conditions? Yes. Okay, let me ask Kumud.
Ma'am, the conditions of the tropical rainforest is hot and humid climate, and the temperature goes higher than the 15 degrees Celsius. During the summer, it may cross 40 degrees Celsius, and the days and nights are equal almost to the year.
Okay. And now I will be asking about the adaptations of some of the animals living in tropical area. And Takshi, tell me the adaptations of monkeys. Camouflage, skin color, very good. And Dipanshu,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. Adaptations of monkeys, if you can speak up. Can you give me some of the adaptations of monkeys living in tropical rainforest? No. Okay. And Then I think I must be moving ahead for. Tapsheel has already given me the answer. Naveen?
Ma'am, the monkey has a long tail to hold the branch of the tree,
Okay.
which helps them into hanging to the tree.
Yes, of course. They use their tail also as a fifth element, so that helps in climbing, and they are a very good climber. Most of the life they are on the trees only. Okay? Yeah. And next I would like to ask you about, yeah, Tapsheel is writing a few more. They are expert climbers, very good. Okay, Tapsheel, try to have a mic so that we can hear your voice also, okay? And here, let me ask you another question for what are the adaptations? A very, very important animal here. Of course, there is a spoken bird also, red-eyed frog, and macaque also is there. But important most adaptations will be for elephant. What are the adaptations of elephant? And here, I think I'll be asking randomly now some of the adaptations of elephant. Hina, Neerav, Parth, anyone out of you? Apurva, Azram, Khushi, out of these kids, out of these kids I have named, anyone, I want you to tell me the adaptations of elephant. Takshil has raised the hand. Naveen.
Ma'am, can I tell?
Yes, Dipanshu, tell me.
The elephant is able to handle the competition for the food rather well. Large ears of the elephant help it to hear even very soft sounds. They also help to the elephant to
Correct.
the
Yes, that's all for this. Of course, they have, we can go for it. It's tusk, teeth, ear, its ears, long ears, teeth, and of course, strong sense of smell. It's long, slender nose, you can say. Okay, and all these are like good adaptations it has. The tusk, the trunk, and of course, its teeth. Now, what type of questions can we expect? They may give us the climatic condition. They may ask you that where these climatic conditions they occur, or in the other way around, they may ask you that this animal is present. Yeah, Kushi, I think I would like to give the answer now. Yeah, I would like to hear you, Kushi. Tell me,
Ma'am, please repeat the question.
Kushi. Can you keep the camera on? I would like to see you. The question was, of course, I was asking about the adaptations of elephant. If you can tell me.
Ma'am, I don't have a camera, but I have a mic.
Go ahead, speak.
Ma'am, elephants have a strong sense of smell, which helps them to find food really quick.
Very
They use their trunk as a nose.
correct.
Their trunk holds the yes, ma'am.
Yeah, correct. Go ahead. Good.
Their trunk holds the
Go
food.
ahead. Tell me.
They their ear helps them to hears the very soft sounds, and their sense of hearing is very good. They have long ears which help them to keep cool in hot and in hot climate.
Okay. All good. All good. Very good. Now we'll move ahead with lesson number 8. Yeah, Neerav is also sending me notes as well, picking up the food. Very good. That means we know that out of these, if MCQs are asked, we are able to answer them. Lesson number 8, for wind, storms and cyclone, they may be asking us about one or the other activity. The activities that are there, and those activities are going to tell us some of the things. For example, if they are asking us that warm air rises up, then the activities will be different. And if they say that once you heat, the hot air rises up, creating a vacuum. And to prove that various activities are there, based on that, they may ask us the question. Simple ones would be, of course, high speed winds create low pressure area. There are many activities. The questions may be asked based on that also. And moreover, we may be also asked the definition of the winds. Definition of winds. Of course, once the high speed moving air, you can say, from one place to the other, that is of course winds. And how are they caused? Because of the uneven heating of the earth. Now, uneven heating basically goes in two different ways. The uneven heating near the equator and around the equator, and of course, the second one is uneven heating of land and water. So these are the characters that are responsible for all these seasonal changes around us. And this also may be asked that this uneven heating of the equator and around the equator, that actually gives us monsoon rains. So what exactly causes that may also the question may be asked. And after that, precautions are there, and cyclone. The major difference between the cyclone, thunderstorm, we have already covered thunderstorm, cyclone, and of course tornadoes. Thunderstorm is, say for example, past few days we are facing this. That the rain falls along with some of the thunder and lightning. That is a simple one that goes around us. Beyond that, if we are talking about somewhere in the mid-sea, a large whirl of air carrying water with it, low pressure area in the center, and high pressure revolving air around it, that exactly is, of course, cyclone. And if you're talking about tornadoes, these are high pressure revolving winds on the surface of land. The structure is almost like a funnel. It prepares itself, increases in size and subsides down. But its diameter won't be as big as that of the cyclone. Both of them are devastating. The cyclone as well as the tornadoes. Cyclones cause more havoc, more damage, because two forces of nature are there, wind and water. After that, of course, effective measures based on that also, the question may be asked. Remember one thing, there is this weathercock they have mentioned there, and of course anemometer. Weathercock gives us the direction of the air, of the wind, and anemometer gives us, of course, the speed of the wind. Okay, so that means all in all, what all are the things that I am supposed to focus and compare in lesson number 7 and lesson number 8. In lesson number 7, basically, as we have revised, you are going to revise for weather, climate, and of course, conditions of the polar region and tropical region. And of course, the adaptations. Please keep your mic on mute. Adaptations of polar region and of course tropical region. That is the important lesson in lesson number 7. And lesson number 8, if I am preparing, I am supposed to prepare for the definition of winds and thunderstorms, and of course cyclones, tornadoes, the conditions, and of course how they are generated. And the important one again would be the precautions to be taken during thunderstorm, during cyclones, and during tornadoes. And last but not the least, of course, in this particular chapter, we are supposed to focus on causes of monsoon rains. And that, of course, we know that is the uneven heating. These two things you are supposed to focus on. Uneven heating at equator and near it. And of course, uneven heating of land and water. These are two very important features. And in this test, if we cover up all these, we have basically revised the whole chapter. Remember that MCQs can be based on any of these concepts which we have covered today. There are options, and on those options you are supposed to read carefully and make sure that you are attempting the answers in such a way that if there is any confusion, you are going to keep removing slowly those options which are not at all applicable. And then you will be left with those options which are almost accurate. Then among them you are supposed to choose the best correct option. And in some of the questions, in the question itself, you can make out that yes, this is the correct question and this is its answer. Out of the 4, the moment you read the options, you get to know that yes, this has to be the answer. In that case, you hit the answer, no problem. But if there is any confusion, the best method is you start removing those options which according to you are not at all applicable to the question. One by one you keep removing, and slow and steady you will reach to the correct option. That's all from my side, kids, today. Lesson number 7 and 8 revision we have done. And in the next class we are going to deal with lesson number 9 and some of the MCQs of the previous chapters also we are going to deal. Keep preparing. I hope you must have wrote it down from the board by now. All the best, kids. Happy learning.